I saw a woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? Right? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, I don't know. Why is that? That is a conundrum. I have no idea. Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any fucking tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000-seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his fucking ass on that gig.
I don't know, guys. Do you guys go watch female sports? Like, first of all, who watches soccer, aka football? For the Europeans, Americans is soccer. Who watches soccer anyway in America? And who goes watch women's division sports like basketball? I think they even have a football. I don't know. For me, I'm not a sports fan in general, but I do watch gymnastics and figure skating, and I mostly watch women do gymnastics and figure skating. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful talent, and I think those athletes are amazing. But when it comes to stuff like baseball, football, basketball, being that I'm not really that invested anyway, if I'm going to go watch one, if I ever will spend the time to go to a live game, which I would prefer a live game than TV. Watching it on TV just seems repetitive to me. But I like the energy of a live game. I'm definitely going to go see a mainstream team, right? I'm going to go see the Lakers or the Angels or someone I know. I'm not going to go watch some obscure female division sports of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the whole like gender swapping in a movie. Like if I've already seen the movie, I'm not going to see it twice just because you change the lead from a man to a woman or black to white or vice versa, white to black. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, but you tell me, are you into women's division sports? Let me know. But anyway, let's continue.
I don't know. I find a lot of that racial stuff like fascinating. You know, like the different rules of like who gets in trouble, who doesn't. Like I've noticed black people have the genius to put the curse word after they say the race of the person, where white dudes, we always put it in front. And if we would just make that little adjustment, we could save so many careers, so many jobs could be saved in the white community if we would just put it after. You never notice that in conversation? You hear a black guy being like, man, I was standing there, this Asian motherfucker came in, he starts talking about, you don't even hear it. You're just sitting there, oh, what did this Asian motherfucker do? I would love to hear the rest of this story, right? Dude, I would tell the exact same story, right? I'm standing there, right? This fucking Asian comes in, right? Everybody's all like, whoa, hey, easy, Jesus, dude. What year is it, you know? It's like, dude, I just said what he said. I just preempted the fuck. That's all I did. He suggested he's hooking up with people's mothers. I'm not even doing that. It's just a quick, I got it out of the way. It's just how I talk. This fucking guy came in, this is fucking Asian.
Someone needs to tell Bill Burr it's because black people can't be racist. That's our superpower. We can say whatever disgusting, derogatory thing we want to say towards any race, and it's absolutely fine. It's not racist, it's discriminatory, it's prejudice, but it's not racist because we absolutely hold no power whatsoever because we are the most oppressed group on the planet. We monopolize on all suffering there has ever existed in this world. Just to let you know, that's why we can get away with it. And you white balls, heterosexual, cis, evil male, you can't even like flirt with the idea of bringing up race in even the most innocent conversation without being dragged and canceled. For those who don't know, I'm kidding, but let's continue.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you other than the fact that you guys are just into destroying each other. No, now it's gonna get quiet. I see all that sneaky shit you do. Ladies, if you could just support the WNBA the way you support a fat chick that's proud of her body and is no longer a threat to you, you know? That league would be doing better numbers than the NBA. Oh my God. That's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. Oh my God, you're a goddess. You're gorgeous. You look great in that bikini. I would kill myself if I looked like that. Keep eating. Keep eating. Lose a toe, you fat bitch. It's just... That's how it's become. Fucking U.S. Everything's so goddamn... Every fucking joke you tell. Well, what did you mean about that? I didn't go to the gym today. Are you calling me fat? I feel fucking triggered. Gotta fucking apologize to everybody. This is how screwed up my country is right now. You know Bryan Cranston, right? That dude did a movie. He played a quadriplegic. And people gave him shit. Being like, why is there an able-bodied person playing a quadriplegic? It's because it's called acting, you dumb fuck. See, if he was a quadriplegic playing a quadriplegic, that's not acting. That's just fucking laying there saying shit that someone else wrote. So tell us, what did you do to prepare for the role? Well, I dove headfirst into the shallow end of a pool when I was 23. I feel like I've been preparing for this role for my whole life. Right, what is up next for you? Well, they're gonna do a reboot of Top Gun. I'm gonna fly it with my tongue. And the co-pilot's gonna be transgendered. So everybody will be happy. She won't die. Her discarded dick will block her head from the canopy. There'll be a gender-neutral bathroom on the plane. How fucking dumb is that? That's literally like watching a movie. Why didn't you have a murderer play a murderer? And how come the guy he shot, I saw him in another movie? I mean, what the fuck is going on? No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I think white women started it. It's the worst. The fucking worst. It's all they do is bitch, moan, and complain. I had no idea how difficult it was to be a white woman in the United States of America. Evidently, it's really difficult. Yeah, they're always bitching. Do you have any idea what it's like to be me? Well, I imagine it would be slightly less awesome than my life. What happened to you today, sweetheart, huh? Did they not chill your rosé? You know? Was the trolley not running down at the mall? What happened? No, it's unreal. I'm really fucking annoyed how white women have the fucking balls to throw my white privilege in my face, you know? Sort of separate themselves from these white males with their white male privilege. It's like, bitch, you're sitting in the jacuzzi with me. The fuck are you talking about?
It's progressive white women, and not all progressive white women, and not all progressives are white women, but the majority are, and I've experienced this myself in my own lived experience. But what white men need to do, they need to get hip to the game, right? Because this is what white progressive women do to separate themselves and make themselves marginalized and victims. They just label themselves something like non-binary, which is now somehow a part of the transgender community, even though they're not transitioning to anything, they're just in the middle. Or something like demi-girl, demi-boy, gender fluid. I don't know, you can fake like you have a DID or Tourette's like they're doing on TikTok. So what you need to do is just, you have to pick up whatever marginalized label you want. There's a whole like buffet of them. Just pick one and really hammer it in that that's your identity. And then you can pretty much do whatever you want. And anytime anyone criticizes you, you just run behind and hide behind your marginalized label. See, that's all they've done. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, quit your fucking whining. Look, here's a little caveat here, so you don't think I'm a complete asshole right out of the gate. All right, if you live in some honey boo boo lifestyle on the Appalachian Trail, you know, your uncle just banged you in the dirt. All right, Every white person likes to lie to themselves that they were alive, 150 years ago, that they would have been working on the Underground Railroad, trying to help slaves escape, right? I would have been one of the good white people. I would have taken time out of my day
risked my life. And the reality is you'd be doing back then exactly what you're doing today. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Maybe a little hashtag, Black Lives Matter. Oh my God, my heart breaks on my L-shaped couch.
No, they would basically make black and white TikToks of them saying how much they're so sad for the black slaves, you know, with some good sad music soundtrack playing in the back, you know, in their little mini mansions. No, most people wouldn't have done anything. And even if you were a free black person, you most likely would have done nothing, because most people don't do anything about anything. Especially if you're someone who goes along with the narrative, especially if you're someone who's very politically correct, especially if you're someone who doesn't want to shake the boat or anger anybody, because slavery, as terrible and disgusting as it was a normal part of society. And as much as people can't imagine that, because today in 2022 in the West, it's unimaginable to think that you will be okay with such a disgusting act, even though people are okay with it anyway, because we got the Uyghurs and no one really talks about it, and people are still fine buying shit from China. But anywho, you can't imagine yourself knowing there's a slave in front of you and not having empathy for that person and not caring about that person. But that's because you were born in modern times. But back then, it was just as normal as drinking water. Like, it was just a normal thing. And maybe some people felt some innate badness for slaves if they saw them being mistreated, but it was a normal part of society. Going against it would make you the QAnon Trump supporter of then. Going against slavery would make you the conspiracy theorist, the tinfoil hat crazy person. Going against slavery then made you extremely unpopular, unlikable, and you would get canceled and probably not be able to make an income for your family. That's how normalized slavery was then. So most people who won't risk their lives or risk their reputations or risk getting kicked out of their TikTok tribes, if they wouldn't risk it today, why the fuck do you think you're gonna risk it then? This fucking bird. So no, most people would have been fine with it. Most people would have just sat at home in their comfort, right? Doesn't make you a terrible person. Just means you were born in a time where that was unfortunately okay. And there are people who, for some reason, God gave them a different moral compass, or God gave them a different outlook, or God gave them a different perspective where some people couldn't stick by and be okay with it. But most people were. Doesn't mean they were evil. They just were. Anyway, let's continue. This fucking bird.
My favorite thing about the Black Lives Matter marches was the store windows that would have the plywood over the windows, and then it would say Black Lives Matter on top of the plywood. I just love the duality of that message, you know? It's like, Black Lives Matter, we're all the same, we're all one. Don't burn down my store, you fucking animals. Everybody is welcome in this store. Anyone can come in, one at a time. Follow him.
I mean, to be fair, they were burning down people's buildings and breaking windows. And have you not seen the compilations of people running into stores as groups and stealing a bunch of shit? So yeah, I would say their fears were accurate. But anyway, let's continue.
This is how they argue, as far as I can tell. All right? If they're right, they argue the point. And they stay on point and make sure you stay on point until you're down on your knees, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. All right? No problem with that. Totally respect it. But here's the thing. If they're wrong, they go rogue. They go off-road. They start thinking of shit you're sensitive about. Maybe you don't get along with your dad. And in their head, they just start concocting this evil statement. Totally designed, this desperate Hail Mary attempt to make you so fucking mad, you just call them a cunt. That's what it is. And cunt trumps all the bullshit they did to start the argument. Now it's not about that. Well, that's no reason to call me a cunt. And then that's it. You're in this room now, right? My girl knows my big fear in life is to be that dude who grows old, you know, grows old alone, has like that basement apartment, just screaming up at the younger couple, turn it down! That isn't music! So I noticed that anytime she was losing a fight, out of nowhere, she'd just be like, well, that's why you're just gonna grow old and be alone. Then I'd lose my shit. The next thing you know, I'm in the kitchen washing dishes for the 9th fucking time in a row. This is what the argument was about. I was so right. What happened? So if you learn anything from my ignorance tonight, Just know this. Next time you're in a battle with your beautiful woman, your wife, girlfriend, whatever, and they start out of nowhere, okay? You're winning, and they just start saying that crazy shit out of nowhere. Just know in that moment you've won the fight, okay? All right? Don't get mad. Bob and weave, slip all of that shit. Maybe because you got a little dick. Just let that slide. Stay in the pocket of the argument. Okay? It's over. The argument is over. You've won. Just take a knee and run out the clock. All right? Yes. Lean on the ropes. Let them punch themselves out. And then in the end, you throw their psychology right back at them. Well, maybe we should discuss it later when you calm down. And they won't hook up with you for a couple of days. Who cares? Who cares? You rub one out. Rub one out like a man. It's the champagne of victory.
I don't know if people are terrified of being alone or whatever, but I don't understand why people stay in like toxic relationships. For me, if someone loves you and respects you, because they should go both the same in relationships, no one will take your worst fear and throw it back at you. No one will take something that you told them in a time of vulnerability and then throw it back at you with the pure intention to hurt you. Why would you stay in a relationship with a person that does that to you? But a lot of people do, and it's just normalized. That's why you see men like Bill Burr making jokes about this, because this is what happens in relationships, and the crowd laughs and applauds because they're relatable. It's a relatable joke because they've done it too, and they've stayed in those relationships. I don't really understand. I don't see why people are just like that terrified of being by themselves. I would much rather be alone, point blank in the period. I don't know why people don't. I've said this to men before, and they're like, oh, you're lying, you're copying. Wait till you get older. My peace is so much more important than having a person beside me that I kind of like halfway hate and resent anyway. I don't know. But if someone's doing that to you, friend, relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, family member, either create boundaries or get them out of your life. It's really not worth their life. It's too short. Anyway, let's continue.
No means no, that's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no, all right? But no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh, my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people, right? But then you go to court and you get a bad read and there's some guy reading it. Your Honor, she said no. Stop it. What are you doing? You're being so bad. Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, she didn't fucking say it like that. She didn't say it like that.
That's why when I talk to my brothers, especially young kids, just stop. If they say no, I don't care if they're saying no and taking all the clothes off at the same time. If they say no, stop, because they can ruin your life simply because they said no. End it. Stop it. Pause. You said no. You mean no, or what are we doing here? Don't continue, because you can end up in 20 years in jail. Alright guys, that was it. Some of those jokes I've already reacted to. I didn't watch this compilation before, but some of them I've done on this channel, but it was nice to revisit a few of them. Like half of them I've done, half of them I didn't, so nice little video. Let me know what you guys think of what he said, what I said in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps. If you don't have to, get us like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new shop. Links down below. It links to all of the eternal platforms I'm on. My socials, including my Twitter, other ways to support me, and other ways to contact me for business is always in the links down below. And if you like, you can super thanks. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle, or I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below. Also in the comment section, hit the link. Go subscribe to my travel vlog channel and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. And I have all my other YouTube channels, links down below. Go support, go subscribe, and you guys have an amazing day.